A perfectly optimized machine, every component designed for maximum efficiency, every process streamlined for speed and affordability. For decades, the fast food industry was exactly that, a beautifully terrifying system of scientific precision. It was built on an unbreakable logical promise that it was the fastest, cheapest, and most convenient way to feed a hungry population. But what happens when relentless pursuit of perfection finally breaks itself? What if the very principles that made fast food a global superpower are the same ones that are now causing a slow-motion collapse? Tonight, we unravel a chilling mystery, the case of an industry that, in a bizarre twist of fate, has become the living paradox. A service once designed for the working class has into luxury. A brand defined by its speed has become a source of frustrating delays. The scariest part of this, it's not an accident, it is a self-inflicted wound. The first horrifying clue is a phenomenon that economists are struggling to explain. It's the silent rebellion of the consumer. A recent Lending Tree survey found that nearly 80% of Americans now consider fast food too expensive. This isn't just about a few cents here and there, it's a fundamental psychological re-evaluation of value. Since 2019, the price of food at restaurants has skyrocketed by an estimated 30%. Think about that number. The industry that built its empire on the dollar menu is now facing a future where an average meal can cost more than a family-sized pizza. Let's look at a concrete, bone-chilling example. A McDonald's quarter pounder with cheese meal that cost around $5.39 a decade ago now runs for nearly 12 in some locations. That's a staggering 122% price increase. The once dependable fallback meal has doubled in price. This isn't just inflation, it's the dismantling of an entire business model. Fast food was always the final destination for consumers, trading down for more expensive dining options during a recession. But now, it's a psychological wall. The price is so high that consumers are no longer trading down to it. Instead, they are trading out of it entirely, a behavioral shift that speaks volumes about the economic pressure on the average person. And the industry's own executives are now admitting to the logical fallout. In a recent earnings call, CEO stated that customer traffic from their core, low-income demographic was down by a shocking double-digit percentage. This is a company that was once considered recession-proof, an unstoppable force. But the data from the first quarter of 2025 shows a different story, with its same-store sales in the US declining by 3.6%, its worst performance since the pandemic. It's a terrifying domino effect. The price hikes were supposed to boost revenue, but they've done the opposite by scaring away the very customers the business was built to serve. But the logical horror story doesn't end there. It's not just about the money, it's about the soul of the business: convenience, the apps, the digital kiosks, the new technology. All of it was sold to us as a way to make the experience faster and more efficient. But in reality, it has become a psychological trap. This is the part of the story that should truly horrify you. Many of us have experienced this modern-day purgatory. You place an order on the app for a deal, but once you arrive, you find yourself waiting longer than if you used to drive through. Why? Because the company's internal system is tracking your GPS and won't start making your food until you're within a mile or two of the store. A practice designed to cut down on which has the secondary effect of destroying the entire concept of fast. You are forced into a state of digital inconvenience, navigating a clunky interface to get a deal, only to spend 10 minutes in the drive-through lane waiting for a meal that was supposed to be a time saver. This erosion of trust is a fundamental flaw in the new business model. It's a scientific experiment gone wrong. You tell your consumer you are offering them deals, but the cost is their time and their sanity. This logical breakdown in the customer experience, combined with the soaring price as a consumer, is finally walking away. It's not just a financial decision, it's an act of self-preservation. And the problem extends beyond the golden arches. Wendy's has also been cutting its full-year forecast after its own sales fell. Their executives also pointed to low-income customers pulling away. The trend is so widespread that it's being referred to as industry-wide traffic decline. But there are logical exceptions that prove the rule. The story of fast food's broken model is not universally true. A few companies like Taco Bell have been able to navigate this storm. While others have raised prices and seen sales drop, Taco Bell posted strong sales growth in the first quarter of 2025. Why? Because they have doubled down on a very simple principle value. They have kept their prices, introduced new, simple menu items that entice customers to come back. They've proven that the machine isn't broken, proven that only for those who became complacent and greedy. The companies who chose to abuse the logical trust of their customers are now facing the logical consequences. This shift isn't just about fast food, it's a winds into the mind of the modern consumer. The psychological dam has broken. For years, we were willing to accept smaller portions, higher prices, and poorer service because we were told it was the price of convenience and efficiency. But now, the data tells a different story. The customer is choosing to go to the grocery store and cook at home, an option that is always statement. In many cases, can be faster and less frustrating than waiting a drive-through line. This isn't just a sign of a looming recession. It is evidence that consumers are already living in one. They are tightening their belts not because they have to. The fast food industry's business model was a marvel of modern capitalism, a perfectly tuned machine of efficiency and profit. But in the end, it was its own logic that became its downfall. It pushed prices to the point of absurdity and destroyed the very convenience it was built upon. The mystery isn't a complex one. The truth is simple and horrifying. The machine finally broke, and it was the hands of its own architects that shattered it. We've only just scratched the surface of this chilling investigation. If you are new here and you love diving into the logical ossuous of our world and unraveling the complex topics that affect us all, then you've come to the right place. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to join the Odd World Files. Thank you for watching.